Hello again, everyone. It's Vince Forward from TradingWinds.com, and this is our update for September 10th, 2019. Let's take a quick look at today's markets. We saw another fairly calm day overall, but by the end of it, we did see stocks closing mostly higher. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gaining 73 points, still within that cloud there. The S&P 500, which was lower and actually negative for most of the day, managed to squeak out a gain of just less than a point by the end of the day. The Nasdaq, which made a decent effort here, nice little hammer candle at the end of the day, but still finished lower by 3 points, while the Russell 2000 was the best performer today, up almost 19 points, but is smack dab in the middle of that cloud and facing some pretty serious overhead resistance there. The bond market pulled back sharply here after tripping this recent low. This can happen, obviously, when there's very little support nearby. But it also closed out at its lows, which is pretty negative. The yield on the 10-year note bumping up. It is now at 1.742%. Crude oil was fairly flat today, down just 21 cents here at the official close, while gold also dropping sharply, down $16.30, or a little over 1%, on some strength in the US dollar, some mild strength here on the dollar index. Now, today we got Apple launching its new product line. They announced a new iPhone, a new iWatch, a new iPad, but the biggest splash came when they announced their new Apple TV streaming service, which they said is going to cost just $4.99 a month. So that caused a bit of a sell-off in Netflix here, which was down a little over 2%, caused a sell-off in Disney, which was down a little over 2%, and in Roku, which is much more significant, down 10.5% here. So for Apple, if we look at the stock, not a whole lot. I mean, we were expecting a lot more movement. Really, if you look at this and you zoom in, we do have a bullish engulfing pattern here. And, we kind of have a very odd looking cup and handle type formation. I wouldn't even call it that. Technically, it's not, but it's something like it. It's similar, where you put in a high, you kind of break down, you get back to that high, you pull back again. This, not just once, but twice. Now looks like we have the potential to break out above those highs here, and that's really what this is. So the fact that we closed out at the high of the day tells me we're likely to break out of there tomorrow. What's the potential here? Well, obviously these all-time highs at 233 are the likely target. We still have some momentum on the higher time frame, so that is one to consider there. But obviously Roku, Netflix, Disney selling off at least today. We'll see if there's any follow through tomorrow there. A couple other charts, actually, one other chart I want to share with you, and that is ATUS. ATUS, orderly pullback here. Nice bounce off that 50 line. We crossed back above it today. Nice trend, nice momentum in place. If we look at the weekly chart, momentum and trend in place. Same with monthly. So, it looks pretty decent. The only negative is it did pull off the high and closed, about just slightly under the midpoint. They're right around the midpoint of its range today. Would have been nicer to have it go out at the highs, but that is another one to consider there. But otherwise, like I said, a fairly slow day overall. Not a whole lot going on. Really feels like the calm before the storm here. So anyway, we'll continue to monitor it closely. Let's see if Apple breaks out tomorrow. Let's keep an eye on Netflix, Disney, Roku, to name a few. But we'll be back at it tomorrow. That's about it for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you on our next update.